I cannot. I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Happy Friday. Cheers.
Uh-oh, hold up
Cheers,
now.
cheers, cheers. How we doing? How we living, guys?
Doing great. Got a little vino. Going to get the Lynx. Playing another 18 at the... Oh, did I just hit that? Sorry. About to play another little 18 at the indoor golf with the kids.
My gosh. Okay. The patience. Rich, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, you're
we
very,
can.
very low.
Mic check, mic check. What up, squad? What up, team?
You didn't do anything.
Who didn't do anything?
As in, do you think we can't hear you? You didn't
Rich
make
is
any
like, hey,
adjustment.
Anything?
He's like, does this do anything?
You are like distance away.
Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Nope. Same.
That's all right. He figured it out. He got to put the headphones on.
I'm gonna tell you guys.
Jail.
Can you guys not
He's
hear
going to
me?
call us right back. All right. With that said, while we wait for him to get things organized, Channing,
Yo.
how many holes a week do you think you play?
Now?
Yes.
Not enough. Not enough. But
Not enough?
not enough. Here's what happened. I'm a competitive human being, right? And a buddy told me we were playing. I went to Cabo to play golf with my guy Doug. Shout out Doug Sanders. Sanders SE Sports, Dougie Fresh. And when I went out there, a guy was talking or whatever, and an old guy told me, golf is the most present game that you will ever play. And so for me, who has severe ADHD at all times, it allows me to just focus on that one shot, on being in the cart, spending time with my buddies. It is the greatest thing ever. And I'm starting to get a little better. And the fact that I'm starting to get a little better makes me want to get a lot better. And so it's
So
fun.
you caught the bug? You caught the
I
bug?
caught the bug. And so did my
There
whole
he is.
family. Dude, we go the indoor thing. They got their own little screen. They're there 2 hours. Roxy, my third kid, she's this big. And she's in there swinging a golf club for 2 hours. No complaints, no arguing, no phones. So for me, I'm like, dude, it's all. I caught the bug. And I caught the bug not to get better, but I caught it because it's genuinely just 4 hours with your boys, couple transfusions, couple cuss words. It's just being outside, dude. It's great.
I will say, if anyone in the chat knows anyone that could give me some golf lessons, I'll catch the bug. I will willingly open up my brain to absorb and take in the sport that I have not wanted anything to do with for my
You ready,
38
Allie?
years on planet Earth.
Damn!
But with that said, I will gladly welcome it into my life because I do. I feel like Rich asking that question, have you caught the bug? It's because I just feel like everyone is playing it now.
Yeah.
Because everyone's getting old. I don't play that.
So
I don't
true.
play. You know what I did?
I was going to say,
took
so
up-
what's your story?
I took up skiing. That's what I did.
That is a very rich guy question. You got porpoise money and you got ski money.
Oh, really, Mister? I'm going to go to Europe to play golf.
I'm going to Europe to spend time with my friends.
Ah,
I was going to say, Channing says that he's getting better at golf, and I've been told that for this reunion, there will be cameras following you guys, filming your
Yeah,
golf swings.
That's very different. So
So
don't.
we'll all
I'm
be
a
the judge
beginner.
of that.
yeah, we'll be the judge of that.
We'll be the judge of
Judge you.
that. All right, let's get this thing cracking. Welcome back to Road Trippin. Happy Friday. It's presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. Go download the Fanatics Sportsbook app right now. Use code Road Trippin to keep up with all the cool stuff Road Trippin and Fanatics have cooking up together. As we get this show on the road, we are going to waste no time.
Sorry. I
Allie
like
Clifton
to
here
move it.
inside the Road Trippin studios. Damn, Allie is 38. Yep, I am 38 and counting. I'm an 88 baby. Channing Frye, and then Richard is joining us live from the NBA Finals, where we have a Game 5 on our hands. But guys, before we look ahead to Game 5, there's plenty to digest. I'm going to be honest. When I walked into the studio today, Christian said to me, our producer, was I in studio for Game 4 of the Finals? Because I am broadcasting on Prime, the international, for over 200 countries. Shout out pre, half, and post. And so sitting there alongside Danilo Gallinari and Nicholas Batum, watching the final of that game in Game 4, obviously from where they started to how it ended, I feel like years have passed from game 4, which we all came together the day before game 4, to where we are now. And we have yet to talk about it. But I feel like so much has happened, or maybe I'm just stuck in Madison Square Garden, and that epic comeback down 29, the Knicks rallied to beat the Spurs 107-106. On a Wednesday night, they have a commanding 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals. It was the biggest comeback in Finals history. San Antonio had 76 points at halftime. In the second half, they had 30 points on 21% shooting. That was the stat that I just could not get over. I just want to know first and foremost your guys' reaction. And Rich, I'll start with you because you were obviously courtside watching it all unfold, literally.
My reaction was all of America's reaction, all of the basketball community's reaction. What the hell just happened?
Were you feeling it as it was happening?
No, because you've seen teams go down by 30, go down by 25, cut it to 10, maybe cut it to 7. You've seen that. We call it the old dangy. So for that, you dangle the carrot. You almost had it, but you didn't. So we call it hit him with the old dangy.
Richard, I have never heard of a dangy, Richard.
I don't even know what that is. Will you elaborate?
A dangy means like you dangle a carrot. You guys remember that commercial? You almost had it. You almost had it. So close.
Than that.
It's got to be quicker than that. You almost had it. That's called the old dangy, where it's like you dangle the carrot. You dangle the carrot. Ask Geeter about it. It's a volleyball term. Did you win or did you hit him with the dangy? Right? And so that's honestly that's what I was gonna say that. I was like, oh, they hit him with the dangy, the dangle the carrot. You almost had it. You got to be quicker than that.
Sweating.
So that's what I thought. That's what I thought was gonna happen. And then I will say this. Sitting next to Legs, Mike is locked in. Obviously, he's locked in. That's who he is. Me and Legs are looking at each other, and I'm like, no way. And then there was like the rhythm of the game got broken up because there were flagrant fouls. There were a ton of reviews. There were so many things. So even then, you have it wasn't a flow of the game. And even if you watch the Knicks when they on their comeback, it was more of it wasn't like 7 threes in a row and a timeout. It was just like a bucket here, a free throw here, a 3 here, and then the Spurs weren't scoring they got some quality looks. Not all of them were great looks. We talk about going from good to great. They went from good to good or good to okay. It wasn't a ton of great shots, and the great shots they had, they missed.
One of my worst, and Channing, I'll let you go. One of my worst, when you're talking about how it's not like they did it all in a hurry. One of my worst things when I'm listening to broadcasters, and I'm one of them, and I had to check myself when I would call games, is I hate the phrase, just get it down to. Just get it to.
Why?
Why do you hate that? I love that.
Because that's really
because
the mindset.
I think that's the mindset. I know. Sometimes I used to think that it was a lazy take. I thought it was lazy analysis. But truly, like, that's how you guys operate. Like, that's
Allie.
just get it too. So for Nick Batum's too, he was like, if they can get it to 14 going into the 4th. And I was like, you guys really function that way. And they got it to 15 going into the 4th. And then from there, you just know. I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, it's sick. I'll say this.
No, you're
I
good.
think you look at the series. San Antonio's been up. The Knicks keep playing. San Antonio's been up. The Knicks keep playing, they win. San Antonio's been up. The Spurs make all the right plays. The Knicks don't, they win. You know what the Knicks are saying? And this is awful, and Richard knows this. When you are known as a team that gives up leads, you can't just be up 30. You got to be up 50. Because 30, they're like, dog, we can win. Keep playing. They're going to give us the lead back. Keep playing. That's the problem. You haven't squished a roach. They have not squished a roach once, right? And meaning this, Richard. When they were up 22, the Knicks go, keep playing. They're going to give it back to us. There is endless hope for the Knicks that they can always win. That is a horrible, horrible feeling when you're up and you're like, man, they should be putting in their bench and quitting. They're like, nope. Here we go. And what Mike Brown did is he said, you know what? I'm going to go put Jeremy Sohan in, who hasn't played in 10 days. I'm going to put him in. I'm going to put the other guy in. I'm going to junk this game up to the point where your rhythm is off. And what Mitch Johnson did was keep his main guys in to keep the lead. And what problem is you have your 5 or 6 guys versus 9, and they started to wear down, and there was no rhythm. And Richard mentioned this: the flagrant fouls, the stop, the go, the stop, the go. And now they're trying to get that momentum back. And when New York puts their guys back in, they've been rested. They've had a chance to sit for 2, 3, 4 minutes. The fact that Luke Cornett didn't play 10 minutes, you can't find Wemby 10 minutes in this game, is a travesty, because he usually doesn't play that many minutes in a game of that magnitude. You have to let him rest. Give him 5 minutes a half at least. And so, there was a lot of mistakes, but the problem is no matter what lead San Antonio gets, unless they're up by 97 points, New York's going to say, hey, we got a chance. Keep playing.
I want to know your guys' take on the most discussed sequences down the stretch, starting with De'Aaron Fox.
Okay, let me start. Somebody said, and I'm in San Antonio right now, so people are like, I've heard it a couple of times. Does Richard like the Spurs? My job is to give analysis. Dislike. Thank you, Allie. My job is to give analysis. If your team is down 3-1, you're probably not going to like my analysis, because that's the reality of the situation. Just the reality of the situation. Do I dislike the Spurs? I love the Spurs, right? We've had multiple Spurs on here. We've had Castle and Tim Duncan. I love the Spurs. You hear us talk about them. If you're down 3-1 after a 28-point lead, my job is probably not going to be that much fun for the Spurs fans to hear, if we're just being factual. The thing that I look at, again, we break down, there were so many missed opportunities. Josh Hart misses the layup. Josh Hart misses the box out. You look at, De'Aaron Fox, goes and people feels like he should have dribbled it out. I will say this, because now there's been so much conversation, and I think Channing will back me up. Draymond Green started off the inside with, hey, what was the dumbest play, J.R. Smith or that play? I won't use the word dumbest, but the most bonehead play in the history of the NBA Finals is what, Channing?
Swish.
Nope. I'm going to go with Draymond. The most bonehead play.
Oh, that where he kicked. Yeah, he tried to whap LeBron.
I thought you were just using those 2 examples.
And that's the thing. It's you got to be careful how it's being presented. That's not to you, Allie. That's just to say the most bonehead play in the history of the NBA Finals is that one. That stopped a team from having the greatest championship in the history of the game of basketball. So if we want to start laying out bonehead plays, I won't use the word dumb. If we want to start laying out bonehead plays, that was the biggest bonehead play. Accumulation of flagrant fouls and then doing what happened in that moment. And that's us. If we're listing all 3, Golden State most likely was going to beat the Cavs. That was probably the Cavs' one chance to get a win when the mistake happened with JR. If you look at the De'Aaron Fox play 2 games ago, Wemby threw it off of Castle's back. Wemby threw the ball off of Castle's back. And so it's almost like we can go in real time and everyone looks so focused on the singular moments of, that play cost him the series. Wemby had a shot, he didn't make it. And 2 plays before they had the ball, and he threw it off of his teammates back in the backcourt. So let's not, when everyone's jumping on De'Aaron Fox, everyone's being so negative. We asked him, we interviewed him today, and I go, hey, how many times in your life have you ever been chased down or you had a clear lane? And he goes, I can count on one hand. So OG made a great play. That's part of it.
He did foul.
He did foul. No, he didn't foul. No, he got the ball first. Once you block the ball, because there's the picture of OG's hand on his wrist. But once you watch the replay, once you block it,
you can hit the hand.
Then you can hit the hand. So it's like if you tip the ball on a 3-point shot and then it goes through, that's considered a block. So there wasn't anything. So it was a sequence of plays that happened, that it wasn't just one play. Yes. Were there key moments? Yes. The box out on OG. Well, De'Aaron Fox has to go hit. He's got to go double team. The top of the key. Brunson shoots a 30-footer. So now you're in a spot where you're like, oh, OG's already gone. So for me, it was, yes, there was 4 or 5 plays in the last 2 minutes that seemed like the most important play, but ultimately it was the most crazy game that I'd ever seen because of how they got to those final minutes. Like I said, Josh Hart misses the box out on Castle. Josh Hart misses the layup. That's why he said, "Thank you, OG, for saving my life." Because Josh Hart, he would have been on. They would have had a watch on him, right? They would have had to make sure somebody would have taken away any objects away from Josh Hart if they would have lost that game, because Josh Hart is that type of competitor and holds himself to that level of a standard, right? So I look at it. It was an amazing game. How we got to the last 2 minutes, and then what happened in the last 2 minutes was I've never seen before.
2 basketball questions for you guys that are coming from the chat. One asking, why were they continuing to settle for the 3 in the second half? They're up 29. Well, you set a record in the first half of 14 threes, right? You were plus 30 through the first 24 minutes from deep. But I think this is the part where, when it comes to San Antonio and you talk about lack of experience, how easy is it to get complacent? When you're up 29, how easy is it when you haven't been in situations like this before for you to continue to take a shot that proved to be there for you in the first half?
Well, Allie, they were moving bodies, and the ball movement for San Antonio was immaculate in that first half. When they became exhausted, they're now settling for threes instead of driving to the hole, 2 feet in the paint, kick, swing, swing, swing. It's exhausting to play the level that they played, where New York said, you know what? We'll give you that, right? We'll give you this open 3 because there's no fouls. We're keeping bodies on everyone. We're underneath everyone. And then the minute you start making or missing these, you're not putting pressure on their interior defense. What San Antonio was doing was moving New York left and right the whole first half. They were moving bodies. They were getting cutters. They were diving to the hole. And in the second half, I just felt like, in all honesty, I felt like they were exhausted. I felt like they were like, oh. And then they were like, well, everyone's tired. Let me just shoot this, because they're trying to hit a home run play. They were playing not to lose instead of playing to win. So those are my 3 little takeaways.
Rich, the second one, I'll advance you unless you have something on that.
No, keep going.
Is doubling Jalen Brunson that led to no one boxing out OG?
Well, yes. What do you mean?
That far out with the unanimous Defensive Player of the Year on.
Did you see the last 2 shots that
I'm
he shot?
asking you guys for your basketball analysis.
No, I'm not coming at you.
Okay,
No,
let me break it out.
I want you to break it down for the peeps.
Okay, so key part, Jose Alvarado. The Knicks don't have a lot of shot creators outside of Brunson. Putting the ball in the half court in Karl Anthony Towns' hands is a shot creation person, because you can move. But Wemby cuts away all of the backdoor cuts, all of the back screens. Wemby cleans that up, so that's not effective. They have a bunch of big guards on Brunson. Josh Hart can kind of handle it. You don't want OG. You don't want any of their other wings handling it with the type of pressure that San Antonio can. So Jose Alvarado has been key. What does Jose do? He puts another ball handler on the floor. Jose had never played as many minutes as he did last game because they needed it. Why? One, Brunson, in the last second, he can get a shot off of anybody. So you don't want him shooting the ball in the last minute, right? That's key. You do not want him shooting the ball in the last minute. So you want to force somebody else into a shot creation or a shot. Doesn't mean that these guys aren't good, but they're straight line drivers, they're catch and shoot guys. So putting 2 on the ball in that moment is key, but you make it a harder shot for Brunson, but you also open yourself up to offensive rebounding or plays on the backside. Let's not make it seem like OG's play wasn't a miraculous running from half court, one hand tip, perfect in. So when you're looking at the game as a game of percentages, do we want Jalen Brunson to shoot a 30% shot, but then we give up our chance for an offensive rebound? Or do we want him to be able to shoot a 43% shot and allow him to go one-on-one? You got to pick your poison, but at the end of the day, it's still poison.
Yeah. I would say,
yep.
oh, hi, Laura. Sorry. I would say anybody else but Brunson. Like, anybody else but Brunson. Like, if I'm like, I don't care if Jose Alvarado shoots this. I could go to sleep at night if he makes a miraculous shot, like Richard is saying. And then secondly, one thing I noticed in the game, and Alvarado, I think, did it maybe the game before, they figured out what Wemby can't block. When you drive right at him and stop and pull, he can't move his feet like that. He's just too big, right? He's too long and lanky. So Alvarado and Brunson have figured out that the pull-up midi or the hard pull-up as he's backing up, he can't back up with his long self and then jump and block it. So that's why I think for me, Jalen Brunson took that quick three at the end of the game, one. And then two, if you notice the plays, they started going at Wemby because they thought he was tired. So they were like, listen, if you're out here, we have better opportunities. Cat's led the league in rebounding or been top 3 the last 4 years. So if I get a good shot up, I got OG, Josh Hart, who jumps in there like a damn samurai ninja. Like he'd be in there like a missile. And then you got all these other guys that can rebound the ball. So if Wemby's guarding me, I have a better chance of getting an offensive rebound if I just get the shot up. And so I thought it was very smart. And I thought, again, I'll say this, the Spurs played and got coached to not lose instead of to win that game.
Yeah, they were playing. I would say that they were not playing the best version of their basketball.
No.
They broke an NBA record. Remember, what did we have? Did we almost have 90 in the first half? Something crazy.
Yeah, something.
It was some 70. It was something crazy that we had to do in order to even put ourselves in that position. And they shot the ball well. And it was a tale of two halves. I some of the early threes, but it's kind of you get stuck in this rhythm. You've seen the ball go through the hole so many times. You miss a couple and you're up 18. You're like, fine. All it takes is for us to hit 2 of the shots that we've been hitting, and now we're back up. They just never started. And I think we talk about experience, inexperience. Some of it, one, experience is kind of that recognition. Mm-hmm. The next part about experience is this, Channing. When you've been through these playoff moments, these ups and downs, like even for you, you had been to a conference finals before with the Cavs.
Yeah.
How do you emotionally handle blowing a game, blowing a lead, getting cooked, but you're still psychotic enough to be like, nothing happened. We're fine. Let's go play another game. People, that's the one thing that I will recognize here now that I'm in the media and all these people are around and asking these players questions. And sometimes they kind of look at like myself and Legs and they look at us like we understand. Because you have to be a psycho. Mike's here. You have to be a psycho to do what these guys are doing. To have that emotional high for the Knicks looking like you won a championship to shut it off and say nothing happened. We got to go play a game.
You know whose mind you align with? We're going to hear from him coming up later in the show, Coach Calipari. Before we put a bow on Game 4 and kind of move this conversation along, just as a heads up, when you talk about emotionally responding, if you listen to Wemby today, him telling the media, oh, we all believe we're going to win the next 3. The Spurs led the Knicks by double digits in 6 of 7 games this season, and they've lost 5 of those 6.
Well, let me go this. Let me finish this thing, Channing. Then I want you to go.
No, go.
Lisa Salters asked Jalen Brunson. It's like, how do you let it set in that you're 1 game away from winning an NBA championship? Do you want to know what his answer is?
You don't.
When there are no games left. That's when you realize when you're no games away is how you can let it set in, because like you have to tune it all out. Normal people are like, oh, we're so close. The guys in this are like, as far as I'm concerned, we got 4 more games to try and go win.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's 0-0, score 0-0, series 0-0. That's what the mentality, and that's hard to do.
All right, so if I ask you the question now, who is the Finals MVP in this series if it ended today?
That's the easiest. There's only one answer. There is one answer.
Will it
is
be the
OG
answer, though?
Anunoby. It is OG Anunoby, and it's not even close.
Will it
not
be
even
the
close.
answer?
It has to be the answer. Don't do that. Don't do
24
that.
points, 4 rebounds, 1.3 assists per game with shooting splits of 58% from the field, 56% from deep, 92% from the free throw line.
You're not even talking about his defensive presence. You're not talking about when they need a bucket. Does he settle for a jumper? He has made almost every single big play for the Knicks in every single game that they played, both defensively and offensively. I mean, it's not even close. Stop just giving it to the best player. Give it to the dude who affects winning the most. And OG Anunoby affects winning the most for the New York Knicks. It's not even close.
Yes, but the series is not over.
It's not
the
over,
series
yes,
is not
okay.
over. The series is not over. I think if you would have said the first 3 games, you probably would have said Karl Anthony Towns, right? You know,
That's an interesting one, though, too, because he had yet to score in the fourth quarter.
agreed. But his defensive plays, a stop, because that's kind of like what we talk about OG defensively, what he had done, the rebounding, which he had done, the scoring and playmaking. If you looked at like Jalen Brunson was the least efficient guy on their team in the first 3 games.
Yep.
Right, 31%. So like if you're just playing the game, Jalen Brunson, but then who had probably performed at the most that at
After the
highest
first
level?
2 games, Cat.
After the first 2 or 3
Right, Cat.
games, it was
2 games, Cat. Yeah.
2 games to Cat. So that's why I'm saying even the Finals MVP is going to go back and forth. What if Brunson has 32 next game and OG has 7 and they lose?
I mean, to your
right?
point,
Or
Brunson is
17.
averaging 35 and 5.
Thank you.
Oh,
So
what's-
before
But it's the efficiency, it's the total package.
But Brunson
that's
is
Channing.
also getting the brunt. See what I did there? The brunt of the defense. So he's being inefficient, but he's still getting those points, which is craziness to show how good he is. But when I'm watching the game, I go, who is starring in their role to
Yes.
affect winning? OG is doing a better job at starring in his role than Brunson is. And that may be because of Spurs defense. But we could say what if and what up. But I'm looking, eye test, dude.
hey
Brunson.
Hey.
Or not Brunson, OG.
Yeah. What's his name?
OG.
Okay, really quickly, Channing.
Yeah.
How many of those shots is OG creating himself?
Maybe 40% of them.
And that's not again. It's not. This is not a criticism.
So are you
it
saying
just
Jalen
shows,
Brunson, Richard?
No. I'm not saying Brunson. I'm giving context of like the pressure of being the initiator and the primary scorer and
Yeah,
ball handler
sure.
and creating shots and having teams double team you. Why was OG open for that tip?
Because they double team Brunson.
And so that's where I'm saying it's like it's not always the star in the role. It's not always the most efficient. It's maximizing the opportunities that are being presented to you because you're star player. Just like you said, Channing, when Kyrie and LeBron, hey, y'all get to play one-on-one, right? Y'all get to play one-on-one. Brunson's not getting to play one-on-one.
No.
So they're getting killed, and we've seen it where who would have won and back in our series in 16 against Cleveland. Right? It's you, it's Kevin, it's the threes. Who would have won the MVP in that series? Right? When you look at the guys that were shooting the ball well because they were double teaming Bron, double teaming Kai. So I will give a little grace when we start looking at the finals MVP to Brunson because without him being so great and them forcing to put multiple bodies on him, it doesn't open up shots for Shaman. It opens up shots for
everybody.
McHale and all of those guys. So even though they're like Bridges or OG is shooting a crazy percentage, some of those shots are created because his teammate is so great. And but again, right now, you told me the first 2 games, I probably would have led with Cat. You tell me the after game.
I'm saying
3,
after
4.
game 4. That was my question.
I know. I'm just giving context because right now after last night, everybody's emotions high. If the finals were to end last night, you would probably say OG.
Okay.
But we got more games to play.
This is a fun breakdown here. Trivia. Can you guys name the 8 non-All-Star Finals MVP winners?
Of all time?
Yes.
They never made an All-Star. They weren't All-Stars that season. I'm
8
just clarifying.
non-All-Star MVP finals. What'd you say? Yeah, that season. Winners. All time.
That's why we had to be clear.
Andre Iguodala.
Okay, so how about this is a great point with the Andre Iguodala. I just looked up the stats for Andre during 2015, right? Why was he heavily favored for that Finals MVP award? The defense on Braun, right?
Defense.
Right.
But I also
and
wanted
he
to
hit
look up his
shots.
numbers. 16, 6, and 4. 1.3 steals. Steph Curry in the same finals. His line, 26, 6, 5, 2 steals.
People were
It's
so
an eye test.
People were so enamored by how he stopped Braun from dominating. And it's like, as much as you appreciate the scoring, and again, there's
He
still
stopped
that
him from dominating, or he just kind of like was a mosquito on an elephant for a little bit.
Those
Agreed.
numbers of Steph is insane.
What did Braun? Do you know what Braun averaged that series?
Yeah, I can give it to you. But in the
30-something.
meantime, can you guys do the trivia?
Channing, put your basketball
Sorry.
hat on. Why did
I'm putting
Andre?
it on.
Why did Andre, your Arizona teammate, why did he win? We can talk about.
Oh, you want to know Braun stats?
No, they were
please.
35 and something crazy.
36, 13 rebounds, 9 assists.
Hey, he didn't average 40. But he made it
Without
he made
Kyrie,
it
without
difficult.
Kevin.
He made it difficult.
They were
made
going to
it
talk. They were
difficult
talking
for
about
Braun.
giving the Finals MVP to Braun in the losing effort.
Yeah.
They were talking. That was a big conversation. It's
Yeah.
like Steph was not the version of Steph that people are accustomed to.
Yeah.
He probably still should have won the Finals MVP. Andre, they gave it to him because the whole thing was they didn't have anybody that can stop Braun. Why did Kawhi Leonard get Finals MVP? 2 Finals MVPs have been given out to holding LeBron to 35, 13, and 5. You're like, that guy's the real MVP.
By the way,
Yeah.
Braun became the first player that year in NBA history to lead both teams in all 3 major statistical categories.
That's what I'm like. He was the best player. He was the most valuable player, but he didn't win, and they stopped that with Jerry West.
Yeah.
He won the Finals MVP in a losing
All right, we
effort. The
gotta-
only person to ever
okay,
do
this
it.
question.
Back to trivia. This is fun because there is going to be a full circle moment here.
Was
Kawhi Leonard was the second.
Wasn't an All-Star that year because he was hurt.
What?
Is that true?
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard was not an All-Star. He was like probably their 4th best player going into that series.
Oof, okay.
So you have Andre in 15. You have Kawhi,
Right.
14 Spurs.
I honestly, we would need more time to kind of sit and drink to talk
It's fun
about
though.
Hold
it.
on.
I'm trying.
This was in 04.
Okay.
Is there anybody between 04 and 15?
One more. With the Pistons in
5.
04.
Was Chauncey not
Chauncey.
an All-Star that
Chauncey.
year? Why
Yep.
was he not an All-Star that year?
What?
No, because they should have been the number 1 seed. They would have been the number 1 seed that year. Or maybe they were the number 2
Allen
seed.
Iverson.
04, they were with us. They were the number 1 or number 2 seed. But
You've got now, we're going into the 1990s era. This is a Spur.
so Tim Duncan.
No,
Yep.
Tony
But
Parker.
he should have been. Tim Duncan wasn't an All-Star.
Nope, not in 99.
What?
Okay, what was Tony Parker an All-Star that year? He won with the Cavs.
Yep.
Okay, so then we'll go back even further.
So now we're in the
90s.
80s.
So we're in the 80s. Dennis Johnson, is he one of them?
Nope, Pistons. This one was with the Pistons.
Oh, Joe Dumars.
Yep.
I
This is
remember his
fun.
finals.
All right, we're
then we
going
go-
back to the early 80s now with the Celtics.
McHale,
Nope.
Cedric Maxwell.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow, Richard.
And then
All right, we're going now to the 70s, the Bullets.
the Bullets. Did Wes
Yep.
Unseld didn't win it? Was
Yep,
Wes?
yep.
Wes?
Wes Unseld wasn't an All-Star?
All right.
No, but maybe not in that specific year. Hey,
Oh.
listen, fuckers. Don't ever question my basketball knowledge.
Yeah, that's Richard. I'm impressed.
I'm
Richard,
kind
just
of-
take the high
yes.
road because we're giving you this awesome platform and you're
No.
crushing it. Okay, we're not.
okay.
I'm not giving you anything here, but I will give you. It's in the early 70s.
Early 70s. Okay, so early 70s. Okay,
And I did say
but-
it could be a full circle moment.
Oh, was Bill Walton wasn't that year?
No, early.
No, he
70s.
wasn't early 70s. He wasn't early 70s.
77 was, okay,
77.
77.
You didn't pick up on the hint.
No.
Full circle
Full
moment.
circle moment to the conversation that led us into.
Oh, was
who
it?
could be-
Who could be Brunson?
Who could be a non-All-Star Finals MVP? And this is early 70s. It is headlined the finals.
I'm drawing a blank on your hints.
Yeah, me too.
When was the last time
give
the
me
Knicks
this-
won a championship?
Walt Frazier?
No, it wasn't Walt Frazier. It was the big. He won 2 Finals
Bradley,
MVPs for them.
Bradley.
No, big head.
Come
What's
on,
his
you
name?
got
Willis
it.
Reed. Willis
Yes,
Reed. Willis Reed.
yes.
Willis Reed.
Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
wild?
Don't ever question me, y'all.
Do you see how Rich tried to turn it on me though, and my hints weren't good enough? Are my hints okay? Now that you
No,
think
I
about
didn't know.
it?
I didn't know. I know your hints were okay, but I didn't. I can recognize that. Honestly, I'm not yeah.
That was impressive.
But I love it that you guys know more than me. I love it. I love it that I love it.
We're talking to the chat, not to us.
Yeah, screw the chat. Hey, yes. So in case any of you guys were wondering, I'm kind of like Rain Man with this shit.
Well, you're Rain Man all the time, bro.
All the time. I got some tism.
He walks around with an umbrella.
Yeah, I'm a bit on the spectrum. Listen, here we go. Let me tell you this though. Can I give one criticism of something? Right. So I don't pay attention to media because I am the media and I know how they work.
Okay, Mitch Johnson.
Okay, I don't know that reference.
He
'cause I-
don't either.
he was like, I don't do
Yeah.
social media. I've been fired 212 times. De'Aaron Fox has been traded 76 times.
Yes. Okay. But there was one criticism of our broadcast that I'd like to address. They said that we didn't talk about why De'Aaron Fox did not dribble it out. There was people saying, well, they never showed the replay of the block, and they never talked about how De'Aaron Fox should have dribbled it out. And so we were talking about it as a crew, and let me help you guys understand a little moment of television. I'm not even being condescending. The block happens. The block happens in real time. You see it, it's a block. Now, Alvarado gets the ball. That's when Alvarado almost does a backcourt. He takes both of his feet, gets it in the front court, and keeps the ball in the backcourt, comes back. Now, everyone's going crazy. If you don't know ball, that might look like a backcourt. Now, they
Sorry,
call
can
a
I tea
timeout.
you?
They
Because
call
this is
a
our road
timeout.
rules segment. Will you please break it down? We have the video. We want
So
you
now,
to do this.
it takes both of your feet and both of the ball, and both feet and ball have to be across, right? So
Yeah.
he does a good job. He's a point guard, New York point guard. They're savvy. So he sees he's in trouble. That's why he kept the ball behind him. It gives him a chance to get out of trouble. So now everyone's like, is that a backcourt knockout? Mike Brown calls timeout. Now, when we call a timeout, you're gone for 1 minute. Mike Brown calls a timeout. You're gone for 1 minute. When you come back, we have one opportunity. We can now address De'Aaron Fox not dribbling it out, or we can explain this play
This was
that is
bigger.
the most crucial
This was
play.
bigger. Yeah.
Thank you.
This
So
was
all
bigger.
of you, all of the people that are talking about that, you don't understand.
Yeah,
So let
facts.
me break it down. So when we come back, we have chance for one replay. So we have to pick the block and why he didn't dribble out, or we pick the most current play, helping people understand a very nuanced play that's not backcourt. We show that. The very next second, they inbound the ball. They inbound the ball. So the very next second, they inbound the ball. So now we're back to current time and what's about to happen. So what happens? They inbound the ball. Shot goes up. OG makes the play. Okay, now we're in real time. Now we're back in real time. OG makes the play. It's bedlam in New York City. Our seats were shaking up and down because everybody was jumping and cheering. So now we go to the replay of OG's tip. We break down the final play where the box out didn't happen, that they go in double team. That moment of not dribbling out is in the past. It's in the past. There's been multiple plays that have happened now.
Yeah.
Now, after that, we go to the inbounds play of Karl Anthony Towns
Which
and
we're
all
gonna get
of
to
the
that
stuff
too.
that happened. So you're running into the next play. So when they get to the post-game show, and now they are doing post-game analysis. Now Charles Barkley can go on a 3-minute rant of what De'Aaron Fox should have done. We don't have time and space to do that. We don't have time and space to do it, nor was it structured in a manner because of the coming out and the mistake, the timeout that happened, the very next play. There's no window for us to do revisionist history there. So it was one of those things that helping you guys as our family, the roadies, helping you guys understand, well, why didn't they talk about that play? And that was such a big play. And it's like, tell me when. Tell me when we were supposed to talk about that.
That play right there is for the postgame.
That's for the postgame.
Unless that's how the game ended. But to Richard's
unless
point,
it's how it ended.
The amount of plays that dictated the outcome following that.
And a timeout happened, and we had to explain the backcourt coming out of the timeout.
Well, you explained to me, too, because I've heard a couple different things here. They can't review that because the timeout was already called.
They
Correct?
can't review the backcourt?
Yeah. Which they would have ultimately lost, but
they would have. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like you're asking more about the review opportunity.
Yeah, but that's because the timeout was called, so you can't go back. It's already.
So you can't go back, but the referees had it right. The referees had it right because what their trigger is: does all of his body and ball. So the referees watching
it's
it,
3
they're like,
points, Richard. It's called 3 points. You need 3 points to touch over. So you could have the ball on this side and then a leg or whatever. But the minute that your feet and the ball goes over the half court, then it's the other half of the court does not exist. But you could do like Alvarado. You can dribble the ball on this side with your feet all the way down the line and be okay and still go in the back court. This happened in a high school game, and the referee was explaining this to me. It was great. I was like, yo, backcourt. He goes, nope, he needs 3 points to be over.
Now this is the other clear part. All 3 points have to be across before the timeline. So he can't do that and then all of a sudden go in the backcourt. If it's lower than 16, you get an 8 seconds count.
Correct.
So there is a risk there. You got to make sure all 3 points, and that's a lot of times when people get an 8 seconds call. It's like, oh, the ball was across or I was across. It's like all 3 points have to be across.
Correct.
So the fact that there's this super nuanced thing that even elite broadcasters, NBA players, and everybody kind of know, it's like that was a moment where you have to educate the viewer on what just happened, not on what was a strategic play from 2 minutes prior. That's just not the way it works. But
if that's the case, we could have went back and looked at every freaking 3 that the Spurs chose to take in the second half because they hit them all in the first.
Because
I will say the most beautiful thing about your breakdown there, though, Richard, is when you said that basically for Jose Alvarado, this was a play that he is comfortable. Like he knows. You're like he
knows. Yeah,
he
point
grew
guards
up.
know
This
those
is the
rules.
style of what. Yeah, that's like the most beautiful insight into that.
Chris Paul knows it. Those guys that are having to play that position, a quarterback knows rules different than a wide receiver. They know the hands rule. Wide receivers know the hands rules, and when they're because that's just the place that they live. Point guards know that rule. And shout out to him for being aware that he was dribbling into a double team, and he's a little guy, so he's probably had to do it before. So, like, that's where you give him a tremendous amount of credit. But it was just funny that coming out, you hear a few things that, they never explained that De'Aaron Fox should have dribbled it out and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, tell me when. Go back and watch the last 2 minutes, idiot.
I'm going to say this one thing about De'Aaron Fox, right? I've been more involved in, like, high school coaching and understanding perspectives from younger players or just different avenues. De'Aaron Fox is one of the fastest guys in the NBA, right? He's one of the fastest guys in the NBA. In his mind, there is never a thought to him to think, OG's not going to catch me. OG's not going to catch me, right? Also, think about momentum. He's not thinking OG is going to catch him at any point.
Oh, the other way.
He's saying, hey, there's 12 seconds left.
That's what he said. He was like, I thought I'd outrun him. Yep.
For most players, is it the right play? No. For De'Aaron Fox, I would say, okay, maybe. Okay, let's say he makes that layup. They're up 3. The momentum is in New York's, I would say New York's way. But also, now they're up 3. They get to set their defense with Wembanyama, the defensive player of the year. They probably call it timeout. Everyone's tired. So for him, people say, well, he's not confident in himself. He's not doing this. What he's saying is we are basically centered on defense. If we get up 3, They have to now call a timeout, move the ball up to the front court, right? Up to the front court. We have Victor Wembanyama. We know their plays. So now they have to go for three or make a play. It is not naturally what most people would do, but I understand what his thinking was. And the outcome wasn't correct. But for De'Aaron Fox, a top 3 fastest player in the NBA, you would say, and so stop. The game was lost way before that. The game was lost before that, right? The game was lost based on missed opportunities, taking shots that they were allowing you to take, not taking shots that you need. They were missed with no timeouts. They were missed with lack of bench production. They were missed with playing scared. They felt it. They felt, we're going to win.
The
Right?
Cavs
They were
did
like,
the same
we're going to
thing.
win. We're going to
The
win.
Cavs did the same thing. They
Thank
were
you.
playing. They went to a prevent offense, right? They went to a prevent offense. Cavs were up
Dude.
22 points with 7 minutes to go. This is kind of who the Knicks are. But to your point, Channing, we talked to De'Aaron Fox, and I was like, "How many times have you ever been chased down?" He goes, "I can count on one hand."
It
So
just
for
doesn't happen.
him,
He's fast
he
as shit.
sees daylight. Even if someone's tracking him, he's like, with his burst of speed, you give credit to OG. That was an amazing play. Outstanding play. How many times does Andre Iguodala on a 2-on-1, how many times does Andre Iguodala get his shot blocked from behind?
Two of the most
Channing, you
athletic
put-
human beings I've ever played with. And I played with
So-
Grant Hill, LeBron, Jason Richardson, all this.
All right, we're moving on.
Any other athletic players? I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Who else?
I'm just messing-
Dellavedova. We got
No, but to your point, Channing, De'Aaron Fox, you look at that 100%. He owns it. But for us to be like, what was he thinking? That was and it's like, bro, De'Aaron Fox is the one person maybe on the entire court. Every time De'Aaron Fox steps on the court, he's the fastest man out there. Now, we can talk about his ankle not being 100%. It was a mistake. He missed it. He was like 3 inches away from getting a foul and getting fouled. OG made an elite play. OG's mad that he wasn't first team all defense for plays like that. Did De'Aaron Fox make a calculated mistake? He is one of the few human beings that we will allow to make that calculation, right? That's just the truth. And it didn't work out in his favor. I 100%. But we can't sit here and make it seem like De'Aaron Fox cost him a championship.
No.
When Wemby threw the ball off of his teammates' back, they're all, and even Wemby and De'Aaron, they're all collected as a team. These guys are not putting blame. They are doing it as they should. They are being a team, up, down. They're not looking at Wemby crazy, like, gosh, Wemby, what are you doing? They're like, hey, big fella, we got you. Wemby's looking at De'Aaron Fox like, hey, man, this is part of the journey. We got you. But I'm okay with his calculation, and sometimes your calculations are wrong.
Why
That's
are
just
we
the end of the
why are
story.
we asking about De'Aaron Fox in the chat being lazy on the final possession? He went and doubled.
His coach
have
told
to
him to
double.
go double. When you go to double,
so
and this
the
is the thing.
laziness of not boxing out OG. Do we not know that he went and doubled?
Who's
So when
boxing
it's-
him out?
Well, this is the thing, Channing, to your point. He went to go double, and this is where De'Aaron got stuck in no man's land.
Stoopies?
They tell him to go double. They go double, but Brunson shoots a 30-foot shot before he can even get to the double team.
Super smart.
Super smart. So now De'Aaron's in a tough spot because he's not on a man. He's not on a man.
OG's already at the
Richard.
rim.
No,
OJ's already
here's-
there.
Richard is missing a part. It is not a trap double. It is a get the ball
Corral.
out of his corral double. So when he's going, you see him stutter his steps and his hands are down like this. He's like, get the ball out of his hands. And Brunson goes, oh, I recognize this. Let me get the ball up. And OG, before he even shoots, if you look, he's cutting to the hoop knowing that Brunson is going to shoot this. It is what he does. They've been double teamed before. Jalen Brunson is a winner and has won on mad levels. And if you are a small guy, watch when OG goes. Look at this.
Yes.
The ball is barely, he goes into raise. Rewind. Sorry, Christian. Rewind. Watch when he goes to raise. OG doesn't even look and is in there running. You know whose fault it actually was? Dylan Harper has to cut that off. right? Because Shamet
You
isn't going.
got 2-on-1. Dylan Harper's in a
Yep.
bad spot.
Dylan
That's the
Harper is
advantage.
staring at the ball. He has to hit the cutter guy. That's who's he boxing out. But then you would say, oh, maybe Shamet gets it. But you got to take the guy that's going towards the rim first. When you double team, somebody's going to be there. It's smart on the Knicks. It was a good idea from the Spurs, but they capitalized. But guys, you're up 29. This effing rebound is obviously the end result of what happened the whole quarter. Y'all were trash the whole
Hey,
quarter.
NBA, did you just see that? Stop. Rewind, breakdown. Here on Road Trippin'. I just want you all to see that. NBA.
Yeah.
NBA. Hey, you see
Don't
that,
get me
NBA?
started.
Okay.
Don't get me started. Don't get me
We
started.
working on some things.
We're
where
teaching.
We're working.
Oh, I love.
Okay,
Okay, listen, I've been
let's-
watching hella film.
As
dog.
Rich broke down, obviously the play with De'Aaron Fox was not the final play of the game, which is why they couldn't focus on that towards the end of their broadcast. But this one was. And it's our straight tripping segment. Karl Anthony Towns. What do you guys think of this? Is he tripping for telling the fans to crowd De'Aaron?
Nope.
Nope.
Dylan Harper?
No.
No.
I'd
No.
do it again. I'd do it again.
Get it. Look. Hey, that's a problem for a rookie. That's a problem for
They're
a rookie.
allowed.
Get the fuck out of move.
Because
Hey,
De'Aaron's not
I
allowed to
can't
move.
I can't move.
De'Aaron's not allowed to move. Now there
No,
is
no,
a kind of. I need to be able to do this. I need to
Dylan
be able.
Harper.
I need to be able to do this. But the fact that they put, that's Dylan Harper, right?
Yeah.
They put a rookie there to make a pass, lets you know the belief that they have in Dylan Harper. But there's two things. Obviously, there's two things that once that ball.
Orange shirt should get free tickets for next year.
No,
Orange shirt.
he's there courtside all the time. Once Karl
No?
Anthony Towns,
don't
once
know
Karl
orange
Anthony
shirt.
Towns tipped that ball, the clock should have started. Fox should have never even had a chance. Because once Karl Anthony Towns touches the ball, the clock should have started. It didn't. It started with when Castle. This is another thing. Go back and watch the play. Castle would have been open. Castle would have been open. I don't know. It's okay, Christian. But Castle would have been open. So whether or not he catches it and finishes it, that back screen was key because Mitchell Robinson didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave him. So there was a million things that happened in that game, and it's part of the reason why in a single game, it's one of the great games we've ever seen. Probably the greatest. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
I got nothing.
The next part of our straight tripping segment, there were more antics from New York fans after their Game 4 win. 56 people were arrested, 10 officers were injured after 10,000 people gathered on MSG. There was also a huge crowd outside of the Spurs hotel room when they got back from the game with some of the most rowdy fans throwing eggs at Wemby. One came extremely close to hitting him in the head. All you have to do is check out the tape on that one. Wemby did address that with the media today when he was asked. He said it doesn't bother him. Obviously, he doesn't like it in terms of like it's not a good thing. But for him, it doesn't bother. It's neither here nor there. Perk is going to be joining us here in a couple minutes. He did get some word insight, obviously, as he is on the grounds for the NBA Finals as well, that there was some emotional defeat, if you will, for the Spurs immediately following that game. But after this moment happened, he's been told that some emotions have shifted in a different direction when it comes to the San Antonio Spurs and what this kind of did to them. So only time will tell in terms of how they respond. But Channing, you had your take the other day. I don't know if you want to follow up or add anything to it. I thought you were great with it. But, Rich, obviously you've been in the mix as well, and just kind of what we're seeing.
This is what I would say about Europeans. I want you guys to cue the clip of Jokic saying, "It's like, man, I played in Serbia." If you don't understand what goes on in other countries, this is not condoning whatever POS decided to do this, and even for Wemby, we had an opportunity to talk to him. Okay, let me break it down. So, guys, in between the finals games, we do interviews today. So before the final starts, we get 3 players from each team. So they all come in. We all ask them 1, maybe 2 questions, depending on their answers. OG gives short answers, so you should probably have 2 questions fired up for him. But you're allowed 3 players. The sideline reporter knows.
Yeah.
So so all of them come, and then as the series goes on, we get 2 players from each team. So today we had Wemby, we had De'Aaron Fox. So we had a chance to talk to Wemby, talk to De'Aaron. Then after that, we got Jalen Brunson, we got OG Anunoby. So a lot of this content that we're communicating to you guys is coming from there. I'm not like, so we talked to him before the game. No, it's one of those things. Even as an American, And we love Wemby. Everybody in the NBA talks about how great of a person he is. And so that's not just a representative of New York fans. That's a representative of NBA fans. That's a representative of a French player. That's a representative of America. So it's like one of those things that even if you aren't a even if you aren't a Wemby fan, like how we're representing ourselves to the entire world, that to me is what's disappointing. One, for Knicks fans, for just as Americans and as basketball fans, that to me, there's no place for that. That part sucks. You don't know. There could be a woman holding her kid there and you miss. Like, there's a billion reasons why that's just ignorant and why that person, hopefully they can catch him. And that's my thing. There's no place for that because, Channing, if someone threw an egg at you and they were to hit Lolo and they were to hit Margot as she's holding him as a baby. If they would have missed Bron and somebody hit an egg on Little Rich, I'm murdering somebody. I don't care. Like that, but that's part of it. So we just have to hold ourselves to a standard and to a level, man. And that's the part that sucks because this is an amazing series. Amazing series.
We just don't need that. That is unnecessary. We don't need it. And I think it doesn't show well. Like, you've won, right? You were down 29, you won. You're throwing stuff at somebody. Like, Wemby isn't talking about New York or the Knicks or their fans. He's just playing basketball. So let's, I made light of like getting beat up because you're wearing a Spurs jersey, and obviously people thought I was talking about something else, right? And so for me, it's just as like, as a human being, respect the competition and allow your team to speak for itself. Celebrate the Knicks, boo the crap out of the Spurs, but throwing something, what's going to happen if he hauls off and hits you with that 9-foot reach? Then, what is he doing? He lost his emotion. You throw an egg at me. Listen, we gotta start talking different languages now,
Someone in the chat said, first of all, to even be throwing eggs with the price of eggs is diabolical.
Boy got money.
Yeah.
Boy got money.
Yeah. You're throwing eggs at a Ritz-Carlton. Somebody's rich. Somebody got money to spend.
100%. Before we take a break, we are joined by Kendrick Perkins, who is also, did you just come from NBA Today, my friend? Are you in San Antonio?
Christian, I can't see anything but the chat.
Okay, we're actually going to take a quick break so we can get Perk lined up, and then we just have a few more things to touch on the other side. So we're going to take a moment to check in with our partners. We're going to talk about how the Spurs can respond in Game 5. Get a little note from Coach Calipari. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The NBA Finals are finally here. Every play matters. Before you fire off your bets, listen up. Every week, our official Road Trippin weekly picks go live in the Fanatics Sportsbook app. We're talking the games we're watching, the lines we like, the spots where we see value. You can tail the show, bet with us, build your own parlay off of our picks, whatever your style is. If we're riding with it, you can ride with us. And now we've got something new for you. Our weekly Road Trippin squad bet. Tail it in the Fanatics Sportsbook app, and you'll be entered for a chance to win $500 in fan cash. We're picking one winner every week and announcing it on our socials so you can ride with our squad each week. And don't forget, you earn up to 10% fan cash back on your bets. And unlike points that expire, fan cash is the true currency of sport that you can spend on official team gear across every team and league, collectibles, exclusive experiences, all on Fanatics.com. You're getting access to the world of sports every time you bet with Fanatics Sportsbook. So lock in your picks, load up your boosts, and get in the game at Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning just hits different here. Support for today's episode comes from Square, the business platform that helps sellers become neighborhood favorites. You know, one thing I always notice when I walk into a good local spot? The places that have their operations dialed in. Whether it's a coffee shop, a local restaurant, or a small business, when everything runs smoothly, the staff gets to spend more time taking care of customers instead of dealing with technology headaches. That's something I've seen a lot with businesses that use Square. Square brings payments, point of sale, inventory, online orders, staffing, and more together in one place, so business owners can spend less time juggling systems and more time growing their business. Whether you're just getting started or scaling up, Square grows with you. Square helps you run your business more smoothly, bringing payments, operations, and insights together in one place, so you're ready for whatever's next. Right now, listeners can get up to $200 off Square hardware when you sign up at square.com/go/roadtrip. That's SQUARE.com/go/ROADTRIP. Get started with Square and build a setup that works the way you do. Welcome back to this live edition of Road Trippin' presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. Of course, shout out to all of you roadies who have been cooking with us all morning long. We're excited to have you in the chat. Everyone's very active, dialed into the NBA Finals, as you should be. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. We do know next week, Monday and Wednesday, we will be back live, no matter what happens. Monday and Wednesday, we have some guest hosts joining us because Channing will be on his 10-year Cavs reunion. Golfing somewhere.
My bad.
Rich possibly will be joining. We aren't sure, but at least Perk and I will be here holding things down. Maybe Rich will join us as well.
Win some more championships, and maybe you can come with us.
I got more rings than you do, Channing.
Tell 'em, Allie.
Anybody talking about no Toledo High School, Van Wert High School?
They're 2 NBA rings, bitch. Love you.
Oh.
Just kidding. All right, let's dive
You don't have
in.
to be kidding. No, don't unkid. Unkid.
Unkid.
Stop talking shit, Allie.
Stop it. Perk, I do not know how to do that. I'm not good at that. Perk, you are in San Antonio?
No.
No.
I'm in Houston. I
Oh, you're
got
in
back
Houston.
at 5:00. Yep, I got back at 5:00 this morning from New York. You know what I mean? I slept in, obviously, and I'm back in the H. I leave out tomorrow into DC. But I'm
So
here.
they
though.
let
I'm here.
you, though, go live with NBA Today remote.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I
wait,
went.
what's,
I went.
oh, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I went NBA Today. We just had JB Bickerstaff on too. He went on the rant, by the way.
About what?
And I got to ask him because he was pissed off about, the name calling directed at the San Antonio Spurs, the people, the quote unquote experts that are calling for Mitch Johnson's job, the criticism that I feel that is not warranted that De'Aaron Fox is catching. And he made me think about some shit, real talk. And we have a responsibility as media to be fair all across the board. If someone is not living up to expectations, or you see that something that happened, or obviously like the Spurs collapse, we can't sit up here and call them the dumbest team ever in history of sports. Like, that shit is not okay. Because I was part of a team that actually did that to another team in 2008, which was the Lakers. We were down 24 on the road and got that game. And so no one would ever fix their mouth to call Kobe Bryant dumb or Phil Jackson dumb. Like, we're talking
And they
about
broke that record.
Right, and they broke the record. But what I'm saying is, and what I'm saying is that, bro, this is the biggest state. Just like San Antonio went on a run, fuck, the New York Knicks went on a run. And my thing is this. We could be fair. We could say that, hey, man, some adjustments needed to be made. They needed to stop shooting so many three-point shots. I get all that. But it's a fine line that you cross. So San Antonio Spurs, the fact that they're here, I think people take that shit for granted. Like, y'all know this. How hard is it to fucking just get to the NBA Finals? How hard is it just to get to the promised land? And when you have one of the youngest teams to get there, right? You have to have a voice level in that locker room that's unmatched. Like your voice has to be heard in order to make young guys buy into their roles. I can only imagine how hard it is for Mitch Johnson through an 82 game season to come in every single day and tell the number 2 pick in Dylan Harper, hey man, I want you to continue to star in your role and coming in off the bench. When obviously he looks like he should be an NBA starter. I wonder how hard it is to come in every single day to tell Vassell and Champagne, Keldon Johnson at times that their minutes are going to be split or you might not play that many. Like, do you know how fucking hard that is? Or Wemby coming in back off an injury during the NBA Cup and he come in off the bench for like the first 5 or 6 games and Luke Cornett is starting. You know how hard that is? And then the coach and beat the champs in the conference finals to get to this big stage where fucking record numbers are happening. 24, probably 30 plus million people probably watched game 4. You on that stage in Madison Square Garden? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Perk, I'm so proud of you. Go ahead, Perk.
Thank you. I'll say this. You can be critical of decisions for for a game. We cannot make rash in the media. We cannot make rash headlines. Oh, fire Miss Johnson. Stop it. During the NBA Finals, could we have done better? Could we have done things differently? For sure. Even when you win, if you look at film, you go, damn, we could have been better. That is the part about being on this stage. Get rid of De'Aaron Fox. For who? For who? Who you going to go get? Who you going to go get that's better? Stop it. Okay, go get Mitch Johnson. For who? Who are you going to go get to take the NBA Finals? Who? Okay, tell me who. Who? Because obviously, guess what? There's only 2 coaches in the NBA Finals. This is what I got to tell people. Oh, hey, get rid of Chet. Get rid of Chet for who? For who? He had a bad series. He's going to approach the game. You know the kid. When you know the person, when you know the kid, if they are committed to being better at basketball and understand their mistakes, watch film, they're only going to get better. You know who you trade? You trade the guy that is complacent. You trade the coach that is complacent with his... Who is this? And just get out of here. Unless you're going to come in. Just come on. I know it's late. Come on. You going to get in or... All right.
Go be dad.
Yeah, no. He's ready to go play golf. Listen. Stop it. Stop it. These guys are absolutely amazing at what they do. Firing somebody is a loser mentality. Get more in the trenches and let's get better. Because you know what? You know when you learn? You don't learn when you win. You learn when you lose. And that's just the truth. You learn when something makes you uncomfortable. You learn and they will get better and better and better. That was my rant. And not too many people are afraid to lose and afraid to be uncomfortable and be in these situations. If you got good
Those
culture,
people aren't champions.
right, that's it. Listen, tell them. Where's my ring at? Shit. Let me go get this.
Rich, anything you wanted to add? You said you were proud of Perk.
No, I was proud of Perk because we were talking about responsibility. No, all kidding aside. We're talking about responsibility in the media space. And it's okay to have a hot take or to have this, but to sit here and be like, Mitch Johnson, dumb. And you're just like, bro, from your couch, right? Or like other people that aren't in those moments, right? And so, yes, are there criticism? Has Jordan missed game-winning shots? Has LeBron lost in the final? Like,
Right.
yes, people make mistakes. People have shit that happens. That's a part of it.
Oh, somebody said, why did Mike Brown get fired from Sacramento? Because he plays an up-tempo, unselfish style of basketball, and they went and got DeMar DeRozan and other players that don't play that style of basketball. So you go, hey, you're not the guy that we need. The Sacramento Kings were number 2 in the NBA in scoring. What? And then you bring in the GM and ownership says,
Mike
hey,
Brown-
we need to bring in these slow guys. So he says, I don't know how to coach that. I don't know how to coach middies. I
My
don't know how to coach one-on-one.
No one does. No one does. Their
Just
team hasn't
stop
been
it.
successful once he left.
Stop
They also fired Mike Malone. Mike Malone won a championship.
nobody.
They,
Stop.
they also fired Mike Brown. Mike Brown's in the finals. Maybe we
Yeah.
should start looking at Sacramento.
Ain't nobody looking at Sacramento.
No, I'm
No, but
saying looking at them versus the
I know,
players and
I was
coaches.
more making fun of Sacramento.
Yeah, what we got, Allie?
Go
We have a
jump in the
couple
river.
more hits, but I do want to, Perk, I want to get your thoughts on Game 4. We've kind of broke it all down, but I want your thoughts on Game 4. And then, obviously, we were just touching on the egg throwing at Wemby, but you had a little bit more insight that I think is yours.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi,
What?
Perk.
We hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I thought you said go ahead, Allie.
No, we said Perk, Allie, go ahead.
Oh.
So I want your
my bad.
thoughts
I
on
was-
Game 4 and then what you've been told about the Spurs before and after the eggs were thrown at Wemby.
Well, let me say this. The experience of being in Madison Square Garden that night was crazy. I saw it was crazy. I saw celebrities crying. I saw emotional fan base, and then it hit me. The New York Knicks fan base is just different. It's different. Like they've
You
been
can say
waiting on this
psycho.
moment.
You can say
Yeah,
psycho.
they are. They that too. But they've been waiting on this moment forever. But I will say this: Jalen Brunson, and I know it's all these narratives about who is the Finals MVP. My Finals MVP, if I had a fucking vote, would go to Jalen Brunson. The guy is averaging 10 points in the fourth quarter, shooting 48% from the fucking field. And what people didn't realize or don't bring up enough is that he kept them relevant. He kept them relevant throughout the course of that game. In the second quarter, when Mike Brown was soul searching because he was going deep into his bench to try to find some type of spark, some type of dog, Jalen Brunson in that second quarter kept them relevant by having 19 points in the second. Jalen Brunson was the true leader in that second half because you couldn't pick on him defensively. The two times that they tried to go at him in the fourth quarter, he forced turnovers. While being the ball dominant guy, making decisions, searching out Wemby. He searched out Wemby 21 times in action. 21 times. That in the fourth quarter alone. And so when you think about what he done along with handing them 36 points, like I get it, OG Anunoby had big time moments. Like Rich, you always say, I think what you say, you be calling people the moment.
Yeah.
Like I think OG Anunoby deserved that name. Like he is the moment. But Jalen Brunson has been the best player consistently, in my opinion, throughout these playoffs. I know the shooting splits are not going to say the shit, but in the fourth quarter, when it's time for him to take over, game 1, game 2, game 3, like we gotta pump the brakes on, you know what I'm saying, trying to anoint other people over what this man has done. And last but not least, I'm walking out of the arena. I got a chance to see a whole lot of people. The one person that I saw as I was getting my workout on when I was walking down the hill was Jay Wright. And he came up to me and he gave me some flowers. And it meant when some people come up to you and give you flowers, it mean the world to you. But he came up and he gave me some flowers, and then he said, Perk, let me tell you something about Jalen Brunson. What made me go get Jalen Brunson and really offer him a scholarship, full-time ride to Villanova, I go down to Chicago. I believe he said the state championship game is 4,000 people in the arena. It's jam-packed. Everyone is against him. And this motherfucker drops 50-plus points with the dub. He said he's built for this. He's built for this. He's built for New York. He's built for everything that comes with it, for as the noise. Think about what Jalen Brunson has done since he's been in the uniform. Fuck the numbers and the accolades. I'm talking about he never makes excuses. He never throws anyone under the bus. He just keeps on moving. Like he keeps on moving. When you talk about one of the bright young stars, or we might could call him a superstar at this point
No,
in the game.
no. He is not a superstar yet.
Gotta win one more game.
There's
Gotta win one more
three.
game.
There's three
He's
superstars
got to
in
win
the
one
NBA.
more
That's
game.
it.
He's got to win one
Okay.
more game.
But go ahead. Yes, he is very, very great player.
Okay, so he wins one more game and then he becomes a superstar.
Did your
Hey,
grandma
you-
know his name?
They would look,
Yeah.
man. There are 20 million people watching these finals every single night, and the biggest
Okay,
fan
hey,
base,
listen.
bro.
I'm asking a question. I said if your grandma knows his name, then he's a superstar.
In New York City, grandmas, nanas, titas, they all, you know.
Titas. Oh,
They
what
are.
we talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe. But yeah, Allie, but to sum it up, he's my vote. He's my pick. If you want to know, if or when the series end and if the Knicks go on to close it out, he gets my nod for Finals MVP.
There's a different approach, though, for the San Antonio Spurs from leaving the locker room
Oh.
to where they are now, right?
Oh, it is. And they were demoralized. Like they had their heads down. I saw Miss Johnson walking out of the tunnel. I passed him up, spoke to him as well. He was deflated. And then all of a sudden, these idiots in the streets decides to throw eggs at Wemby. Why would you want to add fuel to the fire? Y'all know Alvin Gentry, right?
Yeah.
When I was with the Pelicans, Coach Alvin Gentry, we was playing LeBron, the Cavs, we were playing y'all, Allie, Richard, Shannon, and it was a close game in the fourth quarter. A fan started talking shit to Bron. Gentry ran his ass to the fan and said, shut the hell up. He said, because you're not the one that has to guard this man in between the lines. And I'm saying this, why in the hell, and I get it, the fan base was fired up, but why in the fuck would you want to add fuel to that fire and poke that bear? The San Antonio Spurs in that locker room, they say that right there pissed them the fuck off. They would never say it publicly, but I'm telling y'all the information is real. They are pissed off behind that, and they are ready for tomorrow night action. I'm telling you, a level of physicality is going to be there, a level of passion is going to be there, and a sense of urgency. Their pride is on the line. You collapse like you did in Game 4, along with not winning one game on your home court, you can't go outside.
Well, I agree.
If I'm not mistaken, I was told as of yesterday, 45% of the tickets were sold to New York fans in San Antonio. So this shall be
That's
an
crazy.
interesting one. Game 5 on Saturday. Two more things, and we're wrapping this up. Our Road Trippin pick segment. It's presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. It's time to get into our squad bet of the night, presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. If you don't know what a squad bet is, listen up. To build your squad, head over to the Fanatics Sportsbook app. Pick 2 to 8 players. Pick a market, points, threes, rebounds, assists. Set a target, 60, 70, 80 plus points, whatever you think your squad will hit. By the way, we hit a nice plus 270 squad bet.
Oh,
For
did
Game
we?
4.
Yeah.
We did. So we're going to do points again. I'm rolling with Victor Wembanyama simply because of the egg. And also, I know it wasn't good after. The moment that he had drawn that flagrant or the overturned call on Cat and he fell on the ground and he said, I'm in their head. Pretty sure he went 4 of 19, at least from the first quarter on. So Nick Batum, a guy who knows him very well, said he didn't like the way he performed after that moment, but I'm diving into Victor Wembanyama for points. Richard, you're going with Jalen Brunson. Why?
Because he's big body Brunson. That's why. All kidding aside, though, his field goal percentage has increased every single game. The first 2 games, it was low. First 3 games. In Game 4, I feel like Game 3, he started to get it going. Last game, he was even better. So from that's the reason why I'm picking Brunson. Not that he's figuring it out, but them having Jose Alvarado on the floor, relieving some pressure, and them having to play 4-on-4 because they're face guarding Brunson. That's why things also, like we talk about, open up for OG, opening up for Mikal, the gravity that Brunson is forcing the Spurs to extend to him, including on that last play. So I just think Brunson is the initiator, and that's why I'm going with him.
Channing Frye, you're going with OG Anunoby.
I know Perk gave you a amazing and wonderful and probably true reason why Jalen Brunson should be Finals MVP. but let me tell you this now. I test says OG. When we say, oh, who won that game? Let's look at the two biggest plays in that game. Who got the stop on De'Aaron Fox? Who made the tip in? Who's hitting the threes? Who's driving to the hole? Who's making play after play after play after play? I understand Jalen Brunson is the offensive leader, but basketball is two sides. And the best defensive player in the series has been OG Anunoby, by far. It's not even close.
Kendrick Perkins, you're going with Dylan Harper.
Uh-oh.
Yep. I mean,
He's going to be on the bench.
No. He can't be on the bench because the one game that the Spurs won, Dylan Harper was on the floor. And when you go back and you look at the box score, plus 12 on the stat sheet, 21 points, 8 for 12 from the field. They have to, and I believe that they will, let their young man spread his damn wings. It is time. The one person that they hadn't had an answer for, I'm talking about the Knicks, is Dylan Harper.
For sure.
Every single time he's gotten 2 feet in the paint, it's been a bucket. Every time he hasn't got 2 feet in the paint, it's been a bucket. That game 3, what I remember, OG Anunoby on them one-on-one defensively, he drive baseline, hit him with a little OG hits the ground. Nice little jump in the first half. Dylan Harper he go cut up. He go cut up in game 5.
Well, cut up to that L.
We got Wemby, Brunson, OG, and Dylan Harper. We're going to set the line at 95 plus points. It gives us a plus 140 odds. Remember, when one player slips in a squad bet, another can step up. One player cannot bust your squad bet. And one person who tails our squad bet this week will get a $500 reward in fan cash. All right, we're going to end this episode. We've been rolling with you, Roadies, for 90 minutes. Look at us go. A Friday Road Trippin' live. Rich, how are you feeling after this? What in the hell happened? We have a video.
Go ahead, show it. Show it.
Got him. Who is that? Oh, it's Kevin.
It's Kevin.
How much Chosen Family wines did he have?
That's Kevin and JR.
No.
Yes, so JR's talking to me. Kevin comes up, grabs us both by our necks, straddles us, and pulls us to the ground. Look at me. I'm about to go live on television, sharp, clean, locked in. He busted me in my mouth so hard, and I'm holding the mic the whole time, and he won't let go. Look at Kevin on the floor. He was a few beverages deep. The funniest part is once I get myself together, Perk comes up behind me and grabs my arms. I'm like, what the fuck? And Perk's like, yo, bro, why you acting like this? I'm like, Perk, I'm sorry. You don't understand what just happened to me. Perk was so mad at me. I had to go apologize to Perk. I'm like, Kevin just tackled the shit out of me and busted my mouth open on live television. And 30 seconds later, Perk comes up and like grabs me by my arms, like, yo, Rich. And I'm still traumatically, I'm flustered. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, damn, bro, why you always got that? I'm like, Perk, you don't understand what just happened. I said, Perk was mad. He was in his feelings. And I had to go over to my guy, Big Perk. And I'm like, Perk, I apologize. You don't understand what just happened. Like, I would have loved to celebrate with my guy, but I just got horse collared to the ground. That's an illegal move in football.
Kevin always wears those shoes and socks combos, always. And Perk, are we always in our feelings? Are we always in our feelings?
Oh God. Oh. we are an emotional group. By the way,
who's emotional?
Oh God!
What, you, bitch? I know you're not talking.
Boy.
No, Perk, address it. Address it, Perk. Address it.
Hey, listen, Kev was a bit lit. He had a kiss on the cheek, and I was just sitting up and saying, like, are you okay? You okay? It was a jumper, but the energy again. I'm gonna go back to this. The energy again on that floor was great. But it was concerning. And I'm gonna leave it at that. It was great, but it was concerning because I was sitting back like, I get it. That was a great comeback. You live in the moment, but on the flip side, I was like, this fucking series
It ain't over.
What? No, it's a wrap.
I was like, this.
It's a wrap.
All right,
It's over
final
now.
It ain't
predictions,
a wrap
and
till
we're
it's a
out.
wrap.
What do you got, Channing? You think it's over in 5?
Yeah. I think Knicks win this game.
Perk?
I got San Antonio winning Game 5. Knicks closing it out Tuesday in Game 6 in New York.
Rich?
I got Knicks in 7.
Goodbye.
Just to piss off the San Antonio fans. Don't forget Road Trippin.
No, it's not.
Our roadie, I'm kidding. Road Trippin roadies. We love you. We appreciate you. Monday, Wednesday next week we are live. I don't know what's going on with my mic and all these noises right
Wow.
now.
God, that's gross. Okay,
Having said
I'm
that,
leaving.
don't forget to check out the Road Trippin. The Richard Show presented by Road Trippin. There's also a new Girls Trip episode that has just launched. We appreciate you for tuning in. It's got a little bit of traction. We're really proud of that. With guest Cynthia Cooper this week, and Perk, you're all over the Unplugged. Channing, you're on the Chosen Family Wines with your mailbag segment. We're all doing the thing. So we appreciate all the support, Road Trippin family, and we will see you next Tuesday. Monday.
All right.
Jesus, let me go.